The whispers began. The moment the 2024 season ended, a chorus of skepticism that grew into a roar of prediction. The Detroit Lions, the feel-good story of the previous year, were done. The narrative was simple, clean, and satisfying for those who prefer chaos over consistency. The loss of offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, and defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, was an amputation of the team's strategic mind. A devastating personnel blow that would see the Super Bowl window slam shut before it had even fully opened. A heartbreaking divisional round exit at the hands of Washington only fueled the fire, providing a tidy conclusion to the city's brief foray into elite relevance. The experts marked it down as the inevitable collapse, the step back, the return to historical normalcy for a franchise burdened by an almost mythical weight of futility. But here we are, watching a team that has continued to win, not with the blinding spotlight of the league's perennial favourites, but with a quiet, ruthless efficiency that is proving all the initial doubt to be nothing more than misplaced fear and a failure of true football analysis. This current Detroit Lions team is not a flash in the pan. It is a meticulously constructed engine of dominance, and the rest of the National Football League, currently fixated on the usual shiny objects like the Eagles, the Chiefs, or the Seasons, genuine surprises like the Colts and Patriots, is now dangerously overlooking the monster the Lions have become. That low profile, that reduced national media scrutiny, is arguably the single greatest advantage afforded to this team as the season progresses, allowing them to focus entirely on the game on the field without the suffocating external pressure that accompanies being the established favourite. The absence of the perpetual Super Bowl spotlight means a reduced target on their back compared to the intense scrutiny they faced after their prior run, enabling a clarity of focus that is invaluable. So, this is a team that knows exactly who they are and who they are not, and their identity is now being forged in the kind of competitive, grinding victories that truly define championship aspirations. Silencing the critics week after week and systematically exposing the league's over-reliance on outdated narratives and premature conclusions. The initial stumble, a decisive loss to the Green Bay Packers early in the year, was immediately seized upon as proof of the post-coordinator slump. Managing only a single touchdown in that game, the offense looked sluggish and predictable, prompting widespread panic about the post-Johnson era. But the Lions answered that question with an absolute statement victory the very next week, dismantling Johnson's new team and exploding for 52 points. Showcasing an offensive depth and capability that stunned the league. Quarterback Jared Goff orchestrated a masterclass, finishing with 5 touchdowns and over 300 yards, a performance that symbolically severed the team's reliance on their former coordinator, declaring that the system was bigger than any one person. From that point on, the offense was humming, putting together a streak of emphatic wins that placed them firmly among the league's elite, even accounting for a couple of tight losses to the Chiefs and Vikings. Despite the changes, the personnel remained largely the same, and the motivation to prove their previous success was sustainable, burned hotter than ever. The most profound shift in the team's identity, the one that truly solidified their elite status, came in the form of head coach Dan Campbell's bold intervention. Sensing a lack of consistent offensive rhythm under the new coordinator, John Morton, Campbell took the decisive action of assuming the offensive play-calling duties himself. This was not merely a reaction to a single poor game, but a deep commitment to stamping his own unique Smashmouth fingerprint onto the team's execution. The immediate results were nothing short of spectacular. The offense had its most productive day of the season, racking up a massive 546 total yards, including an overwhelming 226 yards on the ground. Campbell's philosophy, emphasizing a punishing run-first mentality complemented by play action and strategic misdirection, immediately revitalized the entire unit. It was a clear signal to the organization and the league that the head coach would not allow the team to drift, a move that potentially casts a significant shadow over John Morton's long-term future with the organization. Men echoing the similar fate of a prior coordinator who saw the play sheet taken from his hands. This commitment to an aggressive, run-centric identity is the core tenet of the 2025 Lions. And the offensive synergy that allows this run-heavy scheme to thrive is unprecedented, driven by the remarkable stability of the key skill positions. Anchored by Jared Goff, the team features the indispensable receiving duo of Amon-Ra Brown and Jameson Williams, complemented by the threat of Sam Laporta, and fundamentally powered by the elite running back tandem of Jomar Joe Gibbs and David Montgomery. This group has spent years coalescing, developing a deep, intuitive understanding of each other's tendencies that grants them a level of execution few other teams can match. Goff himself, a quarterback who has masterfully reinvented his career under Campbell's guidance, following his stall in Los Angeles, remains the ultimate field general, prioritizing mistake-free, situational football. He may not possess the league's strongest arm, but his accuracy and timing are impeccable, enabling him to consistently find his most important weapons and convert crucial short-yardage situations with surgical precision, proving that intellect and precision often trump raw physical attributes. Goff's favourite target, Amon-Ra St. Brown, continues to embody consistency, establishing himself as arguably the best route runner in the league. A player capable of breaking off a huge play at any moment, serving as the tone setter and veteran leader for the entire receiving core. He is firmly on pace for yet another 1,000-yard season, a pillar of stability and performance. Complementing St. Brown's all-around excellence is Jameson Williams, who provides pure, terrifying deep speed, ensuring that defenses cannot simply stack the box, forcing them to respect the entire field. The ability to run the ball on anyone, anywhere, at any time is what truly exposes the soft underbelly of opposing schemes, dictating the pace and flow of every game. However, a Super Bowl contender must be a complete team. And though the offense draws the headlines, the defense has proven it is capable of stepping up when required, demonstrating a crucial ability to win games even when the offense stalls. The defensive unit is spearheaded by Aiden Hutchinson, who is having a career-defining year and has firmly established himself as one of the league's premier edge rushers. Hutchinson is the beating heart and emotional core of the defense, a player whose absence last year clearly demonstrated his immense value to the units. Around him, a young, aggressive core is forming, featuring the likes of Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and Jack Campbell, all of whom are quickly maturing into long-term defensive leaders. Despite initial doubts about the inexperience of the secondary and the appointment of a young, relatively untested defensive coordinator, the unit has performed remarkably well, even managing a near-complete shutout of a dangerous Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense earlier in the season. The defense's success is built upon a solid foundation, specifically an effective run defense that ranks highly in the league in both rushing yards and touchdowns allowed, forcing opponents to become one-dimensional. Crucially, this defensive front generates a top-tier pass rush, which puts the relatively young secondary in a far better position to make plays on the ball. The result is a high rate of turnovers, placing the Lions among the league leaders in that decisive category. The challenge now is whether this unit can maintain or elevate its performance throughout a potentially deep playoff run, the question that remains the final frontier for this team. Yet the early signs suggest that this defense, molded by the standards of its head coach, is rapidly developing into a better, more cohesive unit than the one previously deployed. The Detroit Lions are, therefore, a complete team right now. Playing in a surprisingly tough and competitive division alongside the emerging Bears and the ever-competitive Packers, the Lions are still the most well-equipped team to claim the division title, but they will not be afforded the luxury of any slip-ups, with upcoming matchups against those two teams likely determining who secures a crucial playoff bye.